we need to do Chazara. We need to do Chazara. So I toyed with the idea of starting tonight and going back in Chazara, but tonight's Wednesday. If we do that, I don't know what to do tomorrow. So the plan is tomorrow night is going to be, the whole night's going to be Chazara Mirz Hashem, which will then propel us in Mirz Hashem to do Chazara Nachamol Friday Shabbos. So that even though we covered a large amount, it's going to be close to a blot this week, believe it or not. But if we do a Chazara tomorrow night, I think that should jumpstart us in Mirz Hashem. So with that understanding, we have an easier Gemara today. Also, at the end, if we have a minute, I want to speak out. It's not going to work out well. There is a nice shot. The Gemara that we ended off, that it's very shver what's going on over there in the Kasha, Baal Taisif, you're out of the Sukkah, what was the Gemara's answer? There's a nice shot. Maybe I'll save it for the Chazara. Let's see. So let's begin for today. Chav Zayin Amud Beis. And again, I can't reiterate, not from myself, from everyone else, the chizik that it is when we chazer during the day. And I think everyone in their own lives realizes that the more that we push that extra 3-4 minutes throughout the day, the easier all the Gemaras collide, or they don't collide, they actually line up nicely. Collide is a bad word. Either way, says the Gemara, Chav Zayin Amud Beis, L'chaim. Tanya. We're 10 lines from the top. First word on line is Kamash Malan, up to the second word, Tanya. We learned in a brayso. Rabbi Eliezer Aimer says, Rabbi Eliezer, Kishay, just like She'ein Adam Yaitse Yidei Chayvasai, a person does not fulfill his obligation B'yam Tov Harishayin Shel Chag, in the first day of Sukkot. Chag always refers to Sukkot. Belulavay Shel Chaverai, with the lulav of his friend. The famous halacha, first day of Yom Tov, you give it to your kid, you don't give it to you, you give it to your wife, you don't give it to your wife. We've heard all these things. At the end of the day, we actually don't know what to do. We shake the lulav when our wife or kid asks us for it. We're like, yeah. So either way, but there is halacha. At the first day, it has to be lachem. Why? D'chsiv. It says in the Torah, ulekachtem lachem. Take for yourself b'yom harishayin, on the first day, pre-8 hadar, the fruit of a tree that is beautiful, kapois, tamarim. That's referring to the lulav. And that's actually a pasuk that we're going to deal extensively in Mirz Hashem later on in the Masechta when we deal with the lulav. But just like, on the first day of Sukkot, this lulav has to be lachem, mishel lachem, has to be from yours. Kach, so too, ein adam yaitze yidei chavasai, a person does not fulfill his obligation, besukasai shel chaveiri, with the sukkah of your friend, d'chsiv, because the pasuk says, Chag HaSukkah Yistaseh Lecha, the yont of a sukkah shall be made lecha for you, shivas yamin, for 7 days, and the same drasha mishalach, from yourself. So I guess this is probably the second unique drasha of Rav Eliezer. Yesterday, Rav Eliezer taught us that you have to be in one sukkah for the whole yontif. And if you go from sukkah A to sukkah B, not only are you not yotz in sukkah B, you're not yotz in sukkah A unique chiddush of Rav Eliezer that he taught us yesterday. He also taught us yesterday, we'll try to weave in a little bit of a chazara. He also taught us yesterday that you can't build your sukkah on Cholamayit. Why? Not because of Cholamayit building, because that's not a 7-day sukkah. Today, Rav Eliezer starts off with another interesting and unique halacha. Teaches Rav Eliezer the sukkah has to be owned by you. You can't go to your friend, just like in the first day of Sukkot, I can't take your lulavit because it's either mine or it's yours. Can't be both of ours. So too on the Sukkah, the same drasha of lachem, mishel lachem.
He didn't miss, I guess.
He didn't miss coming on to Sukkot. We just apologies. Did we post that we're starting? I don't think we did.
No. I wrote earlier on the thing that we'll start about 8:07.
Apologies. No, it's true. But when we're a little bit whatever, everyone here, someone, when we start, just put out a message. Don't have to, we're not that formal. That doesn't have to be you. Everyone here has to formal.
No, I usually write it's going to start 2 minutes, but it's usually later than when I say
anyone can put it. It doesn't have to be. It could be anyone. Says the Gemara, that is Shitas Rav Eliezer. The Chachamim Oimrim. We're about 20 lines down. The first one line is Oimrim. Say the Chachamim, Af Al Pi, even though Sha'amru, that they said, the Rabbanan said, Einan Yitzidei Chavas V'yom Rishayim, even though the Rabbanan said you cannot be Yaitse on the first day of Sukkot with the lulav of your friend. Aval, however, says the Chachamim, you could be Yaitse with the sukkah of your friend. Rabbi Eliezer just taught us that you cannot be Yaitse with the sukkah of your friend because it says Lochem Nishalachem, both by Lulav and by sukkah. Comes on the Chachamim and they say no, that's a din by Lulav, but sukkah not. Why not? Tersev, because the pasuk says, Kol ha'ezrach b'Yisrael. All those that ezrach is actually an interesting word.
Citizen.
What?
Citizen.
Citizen. That's a good word. Sojourn, one of those article words, but it means a person. Any one of Klal Yisrael yeshvu ba'sukkos shall dwell in a sukkah. Milamed, this teaches shekol Yisrael. Listen to this one. This is called Achdus. Shekol Yisrael Re'uyin. Ganz Klal Yisrael couldn't fit into, are fitting Re'uyim or Ra'ui Leishev B'Sukkah Achas. To sit in one big, tremendously large sukkah. So what do we see say the Rabbanan? Kol Ezrach B'Yisrael Yeshu B'Sukkahs. Everyone could be in one sukkah. Clearly, is the sukkah have to be yours? Clearly not. Of all of Klal Yisrael in one sukkah, it's clearly not every single person's.
It has to be a little.
Whatever it is, but if that was the case, very good. Maybe you just have to be a shutah something. But if that was the case, when I come in by you, I'm a shutah because you're letting me come in.
Either way, it's
right.
not saying velakachtam lachem.
Very good, but really, what Ravari is saying is that maybe what it is everyone has to have some sheikhs, which means it can't be gazela, it can't be stolen, which is the other thing Rabbanan are about to say. Let's continue. The Rabbanan now, as I like to call it, the Gemara begins the proverbial game of Gemara ping pong. Because Rabbi Eliezer had his drasha from Lochem, the Chachamim have their drasha from Kol Ezrach, and the question is, let's talk to each other. What do you hold of me, what do I hold of you? Let's agree to disagree, let's not just fight and hold different things. What do I hold of your pasuk? So says the Gemara, V'Rabbanan, and the Rabbanan, Hai Licha, my Darshi Bey. What did the Rabbanan do with the word of Licha? The Lacha of Rabbi Eliezer. The Lacha that Rabbi Eliezer teaches that it has to be your own Mishalachem. What do the Rabbanan do with that word? My Darshi Bey. How do they darshan it? Miba'ilei. The Rabbanan say they need it. Lemeute Gezula. You cannot have a stolen sukkah. Avol she'ula.
You're saying that's what they use with the pasuk velakachtam
Good.
lachem.
Meaning, because the Torah says both sukkah. So one pasuk says it has to be lachem, it has to be yours. The other pasuk says kol ezrach, everyone could be in the same sukkah. So which one is it? So say the Chachamim, really everyone could be in one sukkah and it doesn't have to be yours. So what do they do with lachem? They do with lachem, there has to be lachem, meaning, and that's stolen. Avol she'ula. But if it's borrowed, ksiv, then it's good. Why? Because ksiv, kol ezrach. Because then you have the other pasuk of Kol Ezrach. So far, we figured out half of the story. We know what Rabbi Eliezer holds of Lachem. We know what the Chachamim hold of Lachem. And we know what the Chachamim hold of Rabbi Eliezer. But we don't know, what are we still missing? What Rabbi Eliezer, very good, holds of the Chacham. Again, Rabbi Eliezer has a drasha Lachem, meaning it has to be yours. The Chachamim have a drasha Kol Ezrach, it doesn't have to be yours. The Chachamim respond to Rabbi Eliezer, what do I do with Lachem? Not Gezula. So now how does Rabbi Eliezer respond back to the Chachamim? Continues the Gemara. Rabbi Eliezer, Hi Kol Ezrach, my Ovid lay. This Gemara, actually, you're going to see, we're doing a lot of lines, because one of those Gemaras that just flows so beautifully. It does require reading over afterwards once, twice, 3 times. But these are the types of Gemaras that it's a carbon copy, Shakla Vataria, give and take, throughout all of Shas. I don't know how many hundreds probably of times. And each time, it's just a matter of inputting what the word in the drasha is and how it all fits in. But at least in the outline, it's a very good Gemara to just chazer and chazer and chazer. Once you get it, it really helps you. And I literally countless times in Shas. Says the Gemara. So for Rabbi Eliezer, Hi Kol Ezrach, my Avidle. What does Rabbi Eliezer do with Kol Ezrach, which is the pasuk of the Chachamim? Mi ba'ile, he needs it for a different pasuk. Leger shenisgayer beintayim. A ger that becomes a ger on Yontif. And the katan shenisgadel beintayim. A katan that grows up, we're in the middle of Sfira, we all know the famous raid. A katan that becomes bar mitzvah during Sfira, is he allowed to make a bracha? Because on one hand it's a separate mitzvah, on the other hand it's all one big mitzvah. Says Rav Eliezer, similarly, you know what Kol Ezra comes to teach me? Now everyone, this is Rav Eliezer. This only works in the world of Rav Eliezer. What does Rav Eliezer hold? Rav Eliezer holds you need to be in one sukkah for 7 days. So according to Rav Eliezer himself, how could a ger go in a sukkah? If he became a ger on the third day of sukkah, he wasn't in a sukkah for 7 days. How could a katan that grew up go in a sukkah? He was in the sukkah for the whole 7 days. So says Rav Eliezer from yesterday, now that we have that Gemara clear, this is beautiful. Says Rav Eliezer, I need an extra pasik to be marba ger and a katan. V'Rabbanan. How do the Rabbanan respond? And this is how we conclude. Kivan sha'amru. Since they hold, who's they? The Rabbanan. They fundamentally argue on Rav Eliezer. And they hold you're allowed to build a sukkah on Chol HaMay. Aisin sukkah b'chol HaShamay. Meaning, the Rabbanan disagree. You don't need to be in one sukkah for all 7 days. There's no problem building in the middle of Yontif. So how does a ger be to the mitzvah? Build a sukkah. How does the katan that becomes our mitzvah to sukkah? Go in a sukkah. Loi. Itzrach, Kra, they don't need a pasuk. So we're going to chazer outside for 60 seconds what just happened. Then we'll have 3 minutes. Everyone can read over the Gemara themselves. Tomorrow night, of course, there will be food. And of course, when we say chazara, sometimes people hear, okay, so I can take the night off. Probably the opposite. Probably it will be that which solidifies the daf and allows us to go weiter. Quick chazara in 60 seconds on the clock. There we go. We have a machlekes Rav Eliezer and the Chachamim. What is the machlekes? Does a sukkah have a din of lachem? A lulav has a din of lachem, according to everyone. Says Rav Eliezer, that din of lachem by a lulav applies even by a sukkah. Says the Chachamim, slow down Rav Eliezer. That's a din only by a lulav. What about by sukkah? Says the Chachamim, kol ezrach. So what do the Chachamim do with Rav Eliezer's pasuk of lachem? Comes to exclude gezula, stolen. What about bar? Bar is not a problem. Because of kol ezrach. Now. What does the Chachamim, what does Rav Eliezer say back to the Chachamim's pasuk of Kol Ezrach? Say Rav Eliezer, you know what he do with the pasuk of Kol Ezrach? We need it for a new din. Because Rav Eliezer l'shitasei has it shver, 20 seconds. Rav Eliezer l'shitasei is a problem. Because he holds if a ger becomes a ger, if you grow up on sukkahs, you can't go into your sukkah because you need a 7-day sukkah. So he takes the pasuk of the Chachamim and uses it for that Kol Ezrach. Say the Chachamim back to Rav Eliezer, we don't need a pasuk because we don't have any problem in that 5 seconds to spare. Let's start doing Chazara.